Let's make him welcome. Here he is, Mr. Ralph Stanley and the Clinch Mountain Boys. How about it? Thank you very much, friends. We'd like to say a great big howdy to you, and we're real glad to be here in Bean Blossom at the Brown County Jamboree. I believe this makes about our third appearance this summer, and we always meet some of the finest folks right here at the Brown County Jamboree in Bean Blossom, Indiana. We hope you're going to enjoy some of our old-fashioned way of picking and singing. Of course, if you do, when the fellers finishes with a song or a tune up here, if you want to, give them a hand, and they'll work that much harder for you. When you clap your hands for these Clinch Mountain Boys, it's sort of like making love to an old maid. You just can't overdo it at all. I'm going to tell you who the fellows are that come up to play and sing for you. And the first gentleman over here is playing the guitar. He's been with us since February, sings all the lead, plays a good guitar, and he's a wonderful singer. I'm going to have to apologize a little bit for him today. He's got laryngitis. He can't hardly talk, but he told me that he would try to help me out on 2 or 3 songs, and we're going to lower them down, and they might not sound up to average, but at least he's a trying. He comes from the state of Kentucky. His name's Larry Sparks. Let's give him a nice hand.
You'd be
thank you. Thank you very much, folks. We hope you enjoyed that one. Larry, you sounded pretty good.
I don't know that.
Sure did. That's a song that was recorded by the Stanley brothers several years ago, called A Memory of Your Smile. I don't think there's anything wrong with the fiddle player over here today. He's raring to go and can't go for rare. I think when it comes to playing the old-time fiddle, he's one of the best. And I believe you all will agree with me as we go along with the show here today. Been in the business a long time. He's been on television, phonograph record, and radio for many, many years. Comes from the state of West Virginia. Let's everybody get together and give a nice welcome to Curley Ray Cline. That's an old-timer there called the Lost Train Blues. You know, I always like to see a fat man fiddle or a fat woman laugh. Seems like there's so much of them having a good time. Well, I guess I better tell you who the feller is over here. He's sort of the star of the show and the business manager, and I don't know what all. He's the oldest member on the show now. He's been around about how long?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
I got to jump on them two birds behind, boys.
You tell them about it, too, sometimes.
I have to get with them sometime.
Yes, sir.
They try to put me off and foul.
No, I'll tell you, right here is one of the best friends I guess I ever had in my life. Right here.
I guess that's so.
What about
They ain't nothing we wouldn't do for one another, are they?
They ain't nothing we wouldn't do for each other.
They sure ain't. I guess they ain't nothing that we would do for one another, neither, are they?
No, now, I'll tell you now, Wilbur, you know there's not a thing that we wouldn't do for each other. Not nothing.
Not nothing. There ain't nothing we wouldn't do for one
That's the way that we go through life, doing nothing for each other.
Exactly right.
He comes from a state of West Virginia, too. Let's give a nice hand for Big Wilbur.
Yeah! All right. Thank you so much. Boy, I'm just tickled to death to be back here in Bean Blossom again today. I never felt better than I had left in my life. I feel worse all over more than anywhere else. This next gentleman, I'd like to tell you who he is. I've been working for him now for about 2 years. One of the finest fellows that I ever worked for. When it comes to old-time picking and singing, I think this gentleman here and one more fellow that started bluegrass music is the only outfit that ever kept the original sound of bluegrass music. And I'm proud to be with him. He's my boss man. He pays my bread check every week. You know, before I started to work with him, I ate soup beans so long till it tastes like ripe strawberries. Since then, I've got a few steaks. I eat them. Of course, you smack them together, you know, kindly. You all know what I'm talking about. He's been carrying this old-time music for about 22 years, worked in 42 states and 7 foreign countries. Let's make him welcome here today, my boss man, Mr. Ralph Stanley. What do you say?
Thank you, folks. I hope you enjoyed that one there. An old-timer called Little Maggie. I've been singing that ever since I was big enough to try to sing. I guess I better apologize for myself, too. I did for Larry. I'm about as bad a shape as he is. I didn't realize it till I started singing. So we stayed all night in Louisville, Kentucky last night. Guess most of you know where Louisville, Kentucky is, don't you? Yeah. Well, if you don't, it's the third cemetery on the left after you go out here somewhere. We stayed in a new motel, and I reckon the heat went off if they didn't have any heat. We all like to froze to death. None of us couldn't hardly talk this morning. Along about 1:30 this morning, I waked up, and it was so cold in the room that I was in that the sheets on the bed had done turned blue. And along about 3:30, I waked up again. Boy, I was froze to death. My shorts is trying to put my long-handled underwear on. But thanks to a good doctor here in Bean Blossom, we got in fairly early today. And when we first got here, I couldn't speak above a whisper. Birch Monroe told me where I could find a doctor. I believe over in Nashville, maybe it was. And Birch took me over there. And I went up a long flight of stairs and knocked on the door. This real pretty girl answered the door. And I said, "Is the doctor in?" That's all I could do. I couldn't speak above a whisper. She looked around, all around the room, everywhere, and said, "No, come on in." So I went in, and I'm feeling pretty good. I'd like to sing you now another old-time song. I had some requests to do, one I recorded several years ago, and I hope it don't sound too bad, called "I'm a Man of Constant Sorrow." I've Thank you, folks. Right now, we'd like to do you one side of our latest release on the King record. I believe it was released sometime this past week. One side of it's an instrumental we all take a little part in. Curley Ray, we'd like to get you to kick it off, one we call Roll Hole. Friends, on the other side of it is a song that we usually do a duet, but I don't guess, Larry, you could hardly take care of it today, could you? Well, I'll try it and sing it a solo then, and it's called Who Was That Beautiful Woman? I came home this evening to a home that's been broken so long. 5 years since Mary was buried. She died the day Billy was born. I found little Billy a weeper. I wiped the tears from his eyes. I asked him what was the matter. With these words to me he replied, who was that beautiful woman that spent the day with me and held me close to her bosom and sang sweet songs to me? About this woman, no one was expected that day. With tears in his eyes he described her. His thoughts seemed to be far away. On her cheek she had a dimple. On her forehead she bore a scar. She knew all about you and me, Dad. I stood there silent. I wondered how this could be. thank you, folks. We hope you enjoyed the Who Was That Beautiful Woman. And we have some of the records along with us today that we'll be telling you about just a little bit later on. But right now, I guess we better call Wilbur up here. And Wilbur, you're looking a little bit puny and a little bad today.
I am, Ralph. I'm on the puny list, and the doctor told me I was going to have a vacation and a rest.
He did?
Said I was going to have to rest up. If I didn't, I wasn't going to make it much longer.
Well, you know, you have been working day and night for the last 6 months.
Boy, I'm telling you, I feel bad, too.
Tell you what I'm going to do.
What's that?
After we get through here tonight, I'm going to give you a 2 weeks vacation.
2 weeks vacation?
What do you think
You
about
mean that?
Yeah.
How sweet it is.
And here's something else that might sound pretty good to you.
Keep talking, boy.
How would you like to go to Florida and spend your vacation?
Florida?
Yeah.
Boy, I always did want to go to the sunshine state of Florida.
You ever been to Florida?
Never have been. It's the reason I never did go and never did have the money to go on, Ralph.
Well, I've got a little small farm in Florida. And if you want to, you can go down there and spend your 2 weeks, get you a good suntan, fish, do anything you want to for 2 weeks.
Get me a pretty woman. Boy, that sounds good. I'll declare I this morning can't get ready to get started.
Of course, I'll tell you now, Wilbur, there's one thing I forgot.
What's that?
You know, you understand it's a little farm.
Oh, yeah, I know it's a farm. Well, I was born and half raised on a farm.
And there's always a little work to do around a farm.
Yeah, I know. You catch everything you fool with this day and time.
Now, I've got, I think, about 5 or 6 cows.
5 or 6 cows?
Yeah, and you might have to milk them while you're down there.
You let the calves suck?
I guess.
Well, I can take care of that.
You can take care of that?
Take care of that, boy. I can juice them old heifers, boy.
Well, now, you know something else. Gardens is ready to harvest now, dig potatoes.
Yeah, I know. Dig your taters and onions and stuff like that.
Might be something like that needs doing.
Well, I can take care of that.
You can take care of that?
Take care of that. I can take care of that.
Well, there's one more thing, Wilbur. You see, suppose my wife would want to go to town shopping.
Oh.
She might ask you to babysit for her. Take care of the baby while she's gone.
Take care of the baby? Well, I can take care of that. No, she can't take care of that. What do you fellas mean I can't? What's wrong with you fellas? You fellas don't know a thing in the world about
Wilbur.
this back here.
Wilbur.
They don't know what y'all don't know what you're talking about. Hush up.
Wilbur, listen, it's my fault. It's my fault that they're laughing at you.
What are they laughing at me
See,
about?
I told you wrong.
Told me wrong?
See, I fouled you.
What do you mean you fouled me?
See, I don't have a baby.
You don't have a baby? Well, I can take care of that, too. I don't guess I'll get the bus ride. I don't guess I'll get the trip down, will I? Boy, I'm telling you what, truth, I'm sure glad to be back here today. You know what? I like to not made it here today. I'm telling you what's the truth, but I finally got in, you know. But the reason I was a little bit late, this gentleman right here was the cause of all of it. Right here he stands. I want to tell you something about that gentleman right there. We stayed all night over in Louisville, Kentucky last night, you know. And the first thing he got up this morning, he had to have some smoking. You know how people have to have that cigarette before breakfast? He took out down the road, said, I'm going to get you a pack of cigarettes, said, I'll be back in a few minutes. He's gone about 2 hours and kind of run us late on getting up here for the show, you know. Ralph told me, said, Wilbur said, you better go look for Larry. Said, I believe he's forgot to come back, or the hogs has let him off, or something or other. Well, I went down to this little store where he's supposed to went to get the cigarettes and asked the fella about it. He said, I ain't seen him. I started back up the road. You know, they raise a lot of hogs up in Indiana and over in the state of Kentucky, you know. This fella had about 15 or 20 big old fattening hogs turned out in the lot, and it rained the day before yesterday, boy. That mud is up to your eyeballs. They's ready for killing, you know. They weigh about 300 or 400 pounds apiece, you know. Larry got a hold of some of that white stuff, you know. You plant about 3 or 4 bushels and produce about a gallon to a bushel, you know. Y'all must know what I'm talking about. Anyway, he got a hold of some of that stuff, boy, and I'm telling you, he got lop-legged. He couldn't walk. He must have thought he went home to his wife. He crawled right over in the hog pen with all them hogs, you know. Laid down between 2 of them big old fattening sow hogs, weigh about 400 pounds apiece. Thought he's in the bed with his wife, you know. Oh, he was just a-talking away to him when I walked up, you know. I never will forget what he said to one of them. He was packing one of them old big sow hogs up and down the stomach, you know. Just a rubbing her, you know. You know how when you rub a hog's belly, you lay down, you know. Boy, he was just a patting away, and that old hog was, boy, just a grunt, you know. And about the time I walked up, this is the words I heard Larry say. He said, honey, said, I've been married to you for 4 years, but it's the first time I ever knowed you had the double row of buttons on your nightgown. And you know, I got me a job in the restaurant last week, you know. Ralph back here, he said, I'm going to take a little vacation, rest up. And said, Wilbur said, you can get you a part-time job. I always did want to work in the restaurant, you know. So I got me a job in the restaurant, you know. I never will forget. Yeah, I'm going to tell him what happened. It's all over. There's a feller come in the first day and ordered up a hot dog, and I hot dogged him. Next day, the fella come in and wanted a hamburger, and I hamburgered him. Third day, there's an old maid come in and wanted milk, and that's when I quit.
I guess you better sing us a song after that, hadn't you?
Yeah, I guess I might sing a song.
You got a good song for us?
Yeah, I got a good one.
All right.
I guess I might as well go ahead and sing. I don't hardly know what to sing today. I'm mixed up. I'm bad as a feller that lost his chewing gum in the chicken house. I'm still chewing, though. Well, I like to sing you a little song goes something like this. Well, high on the mountain. Boy, ain't that pretty. Tell me what you see. Bird tracks, looking like a tree. Better get some road before this thing. On the side, not a little big, he's headed through the gate. He's shaking down the middle, crawling across the front, going 90 miles an hour, taking 30 feet a jump. Ain't never been Cody, ain't never been Creek. Some folks say look hard like me. Well, I saved up my money and I bought me some bait. Started making honey way up in the tree. Cut down the trees and the honey's all gone. Old blue fish son made himself a home. He figured down the middle, crawling across the front, running 90 miles an hour, taking 30 feet a jump. Ain't never been Cody, ain't never been Creek. Some folks say look a lot like me. Well, when it's coming on and
one called Old Slewfoot. Folks, we had a request to do a song a while ago, and Larry says he thinks he can sing this, and we're going to lower it down to real low key. And this is one that Carter Stanley wrote several years ago, and we call it Memories of Mother. one called Memories of Mother. I'd like to say that we've met a lot of fine folks here today, a lot of folks that we used to know back down home in Virginia. Bokey, Thornsbury, and all of his families here. We're real glad to see you all. Of course, Cricket from Kingsport, Tennessee. And we'd especially like to do the program for Norm Carlson from up around Lafayette, Indiana. He's the Indiana representative for our fan club, and I believe the president of our tape club. He does a real fine job. Norm, it's real nice to see you. And I believe now we better do another fiddle tune, Curly Ray. I'd like to do this one especially for good buddy Birch Monroe.
Yeah, if you want to do him the Cacklin.
Yes, sir. He likes this one called the Cacklin Hen. All right, there's a real good job, Curly, one on Cacklin Hen. Right now, we'd like to take about a 5 or 10 minute intermission. And the first one we picked out is one called Working on a Building. Now, folks, we'd like to ask Birch Monroe to come out on the stage and sing bass with us on this next hymn. This is one that we recorded several years ago. And let's everybody now get together and give Birch Monroe a nice hand. Give him a nice welcome. We're going to have to lower this one down too, Birch, and I'd like to tell you all that it makes it easier on everybody as low as you can get them except the bass singer. And Birch sings bass, but I think you can get down there and get this one. Can't you, Birch? All right. Like I said, this is one that we recorded, and it's called Let Me Walk, Lord, by Your Side. In our church house Sunday morning, heard a man unwelcome there, judged by man and not by Jesus. He lifted up his voice and cried, "Tear me on righteous pathway, help me humbly to abide. Hold me to your precious bosom. Let me walk, Lord, by your side." Several silent moments followed. Seemed like no one in that room. Then a voice that roared like thunder, saying, "Look for me, I'm a-comin' soon." Tear me on the righteous pathway, help me humbly to abide. Hold me to your precious bosom. Let me walk, Lord, by your side. Such a change I'd never witnessed. Seemed like no one in that room. Gathered there around that stranger, saying, "God bless you, welcome home." Steer me on your righteous pathway, help me humbly to abide. Hold me to your precious bosom. Let me walk, Lord, by your side. Thank you very much, folks. That was real good bass singing there by Birch Monroe. We hope you enjoyed it. Let's see now, Larry, do you think you know of one that you can sing now?
Who will sing for me?
Who will sing for me?